So we have said that our emotions are signals that let us know what is happening in our relationship with the people and things that we love. But what you may have noticed through this learning process is that there are some emotions that you have a really hard time feeling and perhaps never feel. Why does that happen, and what can we do about it? Hi everybody, this is Greg from Heart Tools, where we make it simple to build great relationships. And we've said that your emotions function a lot like the dashboard of your car, and that every signal, every gauge, every light on your dashboard is there to tell you something about how your car is functioning and what you need to do to keep it running smoothly. And that's how our emotions operate as well. Now imagine you get in your car and your dashboard has been short-circuited or rewired. Imagine, for example, that every time your car gets low on gas, the check oil light comes on, and every time the radiator gets hot, the check oil light comes on. Every time you press the gas pedal, the check oil light comes on, right? You would not trust your dashboard to give you information that's very helpful. Well, the same thing happens in our emotional world. Let me give you an example of how that might happen. In our culture here in America, for example, when little boys get sad or afraid, they're often told that those emotions are unacceptable. They're told to grow up, to put on their big boy pants. They're given this impression that fear and sadness are baby emotions and they're sissy emotions, and if you're a real man or want to become a real man, you don't feel those things. On the other hand, anger is a very powerful take charge emotion, and so that is allowed and even rewarded sometimes. And when that happens over and over again, the emotional dashboard gets wired, and things that ought to be causing fear or sadness get rewired and expressed as anger very quickly. And I know a lot of men, perhaps you do too, who really their emotional ranges, they can be happy or they can be angry, and that's about the only emotional experience available to them. Sometimes we have the opposite reaction. Sometimes we grow up in an environment where if we get angry, we just get hit harder, right? And so, man, it doesn't take very long in that environment to know when you're starting to feel angry, shut it down very quickly. And when that happens, the only options available to us are either we get afraid or we get sad, because without our anger, we can't protect the thing we love. Sometimes it happens because we grow up in an environment where someone's anger is out of control. Their behavior is out of control. When they're angry, they become violent. And so we tell ourselves, I am never going to be angry. And when this happens, when our relationship dashboard, our emotional world gets rewired and short-circuited like this, a couple important things happen. The first thing that happens is it's really hard for people in our universe to feel connected to us, right? If everything comes out as anger, if what I'm really experiencing is sadness, but I'm expressing it as anger, it's really difficult for the people in my world to connect to me because they don't see the sadness or the fear that I'm really experiencing. All they see is the anger that I'm expressing, and it's very confusing. The other thing that happens when our relationship dashboard gets rewired or short-circuited like this is we don't take the appropriate action that we need to take in order to strengthen or repair or enjoy a love relationship that we have. We need all of our emotions because they all tell us to do something different. But if all my emotions come out as anger, and anger always says, confront and defend, and that's all I'm doing, even if it's inappropriate, then I'm not protecting and strengthening relationships. So when we realize that there is an emotion or some emotions that we don't have available to us, that we don't experience, we have to do some work that we call restoring your heart to factory settings. We have to fix the short-circuiting or the rewiring in our heart so that we can feel the full range of our emotions. And we have created a tool to help you do that, and it's called Restoring Your Heart to Factory Settings, and you can download that for free at hearttools.net. And what you'll do is you'll take the emotion that you have a hard time experiencing, and you'll go through 3 steps. The first step is you will visualize yourself being aware that you feel that emotion. So perhaps you have a hard time feeling angry. So you'll visualize yourself in a situation where you recognize, I'm feeling angry. The second thing is you'll visualize yourself being aware of what that means. This anger means that there's something I need to protect. And then finally, you'll visualize yourself taking appropriate action. So you won't visualize yourself slamming doors, or breaking things or shouting. You'll visualize yourself setting a boundary or taking a step to protect the thing you love. Now, the reason why it's so important to visualize this and kind of go through these steps and practice it in your mind is because this is going to be very difficult to do real time until you've practiced enough through visualization where that emotion becomes available to you. As you go through this practice, and these emotions that you've had a hard time experience become more available to you, you will understand a lot more about what's going on in your relationships, and you'll feel much more connected to the people that you love, and they'll be able to feel a lot more connected to you. So practice this visualization until those emotions become available to you in real time. Simple steps. Practice, practice, practice. That's what Heart Tools is all about.